What if aging didn't mean slowing down? Welcome to Elder Secrets, the place where wisdom runs faster than time. In today's episode, we uncover the powerful, surprising routines of 105-year-old athletes, still breaking records and redefining old age. Ready to discover what keeps them going? Let's begin.
We often hear about people living longer, which is fantastic, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But what if I told you there are individuals not just living past their 100th birthday, way past, but actively competing, training, excelling in sports? That's right, centenarian athletes. They challenge everything we thought we knew about aging. It's kind of incredible.
Indeed. And today, we're embarking on I think, a truly fascinating deep dive into the secrets of extreme longevity in sports. Our source material really pulls back the curtain on these remarkable individuals. It offers not just a roadmap to living longer, but really to living better, stronger, more vibrantly than many people imagine possible.
Yeah, vibrantly is the key word there, isn't it? Not just existing, but really living. So our mission today is to extract the most potent insights, those actionable nuggets that you can maybe integrate into your own life. We're talking about understanding how these legends defy conventional wisdom and what concrete strategies they actually use. So get ready to maybe rethink what's possible as we unpack the extraordinary journey of these centenarian athletes.
Sounds great. Where should we start?
Okay, let's kick things off by meeting some of these incredible individuals, because these aren't people who just stumbled into longevity.
No, not at all.
They quite deliberately engineered it through a lifetime of specific choices, habits, and mindsets.
Okay, well, we can start with someone pretty amazing. Hidekichi Miyazaki, affectionately known as the Golden Bolt of Japan.
Golden Bolt, I love that.
Yeah, and imagine this. At an astonishing 105 years old, he was still setting world records in the 100-meter dash for his age group.
105, that's just hard to even process.
It really is. And his personal secret, as he often shared it, wasn't about, complex science or some extreme measures. Not at all. Instead, it was a surprisingly simple, really consistent daily routine. Waking at 5 a.m. every day.
Wow.
Eating fresh vegetables directly from his garden. Truly a farm-to-table lifestyle right there. And crucially, maintaining a powerful sense of purpose, something that propelled him forward every single day. And this purpose wasn't just about winning races, it was about the pure joy of the act of living, of moving, and of challenging himself, still finding that challenge.
What's so profound about Miyazaki's story, I think, is how he found such intrinsic motivation in these really simple foundational habits.
Exactly.
It really underscores that the most consistent actions, even the ones that seem small, can have the most profound long-term impact on our well-being,
Absolutely.
His dedication to fresh local food and that early start to his day. These are practices we see echoing across so many longevity studies, even outside of athletics.
That's right. It's those fundamentals.
Yeah.
Then consider Julia Hawkins. Now, this is truly mind-bending.
Okay, Julia Hawkins.
Yeah, get this. She didn't even start running competitively until she was 100 years old.
No way, 100.
100. At an age when most people are, frankly, just focused on maintaining basic mobility, Julia decided, you know what? I'm going to embark on an entirely new athletic career.
That's incredible nerve.
Isn't it? By 105, she was still competing in the 50-meter and 100-meter dashes. Her story just proves it's truly never too late. Never too late to discover and unlock your athletic potential.
Her journey really challenges our preconceived notions, doesn't it, about when we can learn new skills or develop physical capability.
Completely.
Julia's late start, it highlights an incredible capacity for brain and muscle adaptation, even in extreme old age. It suggests that the sheer drive to engage, to learn and compete, that alone can unlock latent potential in ways we might never expect.
It really does.
Yeah.
And then there's Orville Rogers, another fascinating case. He was a former pilot, and he continued running marathons well into his 100s.
Marathons, not just sprints.
Marathons, yeah. Even completing the Boston Marathon multiple times after his centennial birthday. We're talking grueling endurance events here.
Wow. Just wow.
And his approach, it seemed to combine a strong kind of military discipline with this deep, intuitive understanding of his body's changing needs as he aged. He wasn't just, pushing through blindly. He was intelligently adapting his training and his whole approach, listening to his body.
Rogers's case really brings home the power of adaptability, doesn't it? And that sophisticated self-awareness in maintaining peak performance over decades.
Yes, exactly.
His discipline, probably refined by years of experience as a pilot too, maybe. It allowed him to continually modify his approach based on his body's signals. It's a real testament to highly intelligent self-management for long-term athletic success.
Absolutely. And what immediately strikes you about all these individuals when you look at them together is not just their astounding physical capabilities, but their profound mental approach to life itself, their whole outlook. They share this common thread of deep optimism, a really clear sense of purpose that goes beyond just, existing.
Mm-hmm.
And in almost childlike enthusiasm for challenge and competition, they still love it.
Yeah.
They actively redefine society's expectations about what it means to be old, just refusing to be limited by those ageist stereotypes.
Yeah, it's clear that their physical achievements are so deeply rooted in their psychological resilience, their refusal to conform to what society says they should be doing.
Absolutely.
And that active pursuit of meaning and joy. Their optimism, it isn't about ignoring reality, right?
Not at all.
It's more about interpreting challenges as opportunities for growth, which is, a really powerful cognitive strategy for navigating life's inevitable setbacks.
Well said.
These individuals are showing us that human potential is far more expansive than we typically imagine. They're really pushing the very edge of human possibility.
They really are pioneers.
Okay, so these stories are truly incredible, really inspiring. But now let's shift gears a bit and dive into the cutting-edge science. How exactly do their bodies defy typical aging? What's actually going on at a cellular level that allows them to maintain such remarkable function for so long?
Right. So at the most fundamental level, we probably need to talk about cellular aging and how exercise impacts it. Think of telomeres. Those tiny protective caps on the ends of your DNA.
Like the plastic tips on shoelaces.
Exactly like that. They keep the DNA from fraying. Now, as we age, these caps naturally shorten. That's part of why our cells age and eventually stop dividing properly. But here's the powerful part. Research clearly shows that regular, moderate exercise actually helps maintain telomere length.
Wow, really? Directly?
Directly slowing down this cellular aging process. It's a direct biological mechanism by which physical activity acts as a kind of anti-aging agent.
Okay, but here's where the type of exercise becomes crucial. You mentioned moderate.
Yes, very important distinction. Our centenarian athletes don't typically engage in the kind of, relentless, high-intensity, specialized training that often dominates modern athletics. Instead, they seem to favor varied, moderate-intensity training. And this critical distinction provides the optimal stimulus for cellular health without creating the excessive oxidative stress that can actually accelerate aging.
Huh, okay.
It's almost as if they intuitively discovered what science is now validating. A sustainable, long-term approach to fitness requires a different kind of intensity and variety.
That brings up a really important question for all of us then, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Are we potentially overdoing it with all the high-intensity training focus if our primary goal is sustainable, lifelong health rather than just short-term peak performance?
It's a question worth asking. While there are definitely benefits to intense bursts, the evidence from these incredibly long-lived athletes points to a more balanced, moderate approach as a cornerstone for extreme longevity and sustained function. Less might be more, in a way.
Interesting. Okay, so beyond the cellular level, what about their, say, cardiovascular systems, their hearts?
Yes. They show remarkable adaptations there, too. While the average person experiences a pretty steady decline in heart function after age 30 or so.
Right.
These athletes maintain a heart and vascular system that remarkably resembles people decades younger. We're talking about individuals in their 90s and 100s with hearts performing like those of people in their 60s, or sometimes even their 40s.
That's incredible. Imagine your heart acting like a 40-year-old's when you're 100.
Exactly. Their resting heart rates often remain surprisingly low, their blood pressure stays healthy, and their hearts pump efficiently even under the significant stress of competition. It's just a testament to the body's incredible capacity for adaptation when it's nurtured and consistently challenged in the right way.
So it highlights that cardiovascular decline isn't just like an inevitable consequence of getting older.
Not at all.
But it's heavily influenced by lifestyle. These athletes demonstrate that the heart, it's a muscle, right?
It is.
And it responds to consistent, appropriate training by maintaining its efficiency and health. It resists that typical age-related stiffening and reduced capacity we see in sedentary people. It's a powerful argument for lifelong aerobic activity.
Absolutely. To maintain a truly youthful heart.
And what about their brains? You hear so much about cognitive decline.
Right. Well, neuroplasticity, that's the brain's incredible ability to form new neural connections, typically does decline with age. But centenarian athletes, fascinatingly, show brain activity patterns that more closely resemble those of people in their 40s and 50s.
Seriously? How?
It seems to be the combination, consistent physical exercise, obviously, but also the mental challenge that comes from competition.
Yeah.
Strategizing, problem solving under pressure, and, perhaps most importantly, strong social engagement. All of this together creates a powerful protective effect against cognitive decline. It's like a comprehensive approach to brain health, not just one thing.
That integrated benefit is truly fascinating. So physical activity isn't just for the body.
Exactly. It's a potent prescription for the brain, too. The constant novelty, the problem-solving inherent in competition, and those rich social interactions provide complex cognitive challenges that stimulate neuroplasticity. It demonstrates a powerful synergistic effect where physical and mental health are just deeply intertwined.
Let's also consider their mastery of inflammation control. That's a huge topic in longevity research right now, isn't it?
Massive. Chronic low-level inflammation is now recognized as a primary driver of almost all age-related disease and functional decline.
It's like a silent fire burning away at our health.
That's a good way to put it. And the lifestyle patterns of centenarian athletes, their regular, consistent exercise, their dedication to stress management, their commitment to quality sleep, and especially their anti-inflammatory nutrition, all work together synergistically to keep their inflammatory markers remarkably low. They've essentially found the recipe, through lifestyle, to turn down that internal fire of aging, allowing their bodies to recover and repair much more efficiently.
So this phenomenon, people call it inflammaging, right?
Yes, inflammaging. And it's directly mitigated by their lifestyle choices. By adopting these inherently anti-inflammatory practices, they showcase how a holistic approach to wellness can significantly reduce one of the most potent biological drivers of accelerated aging. It's a powerful lesson in comprehensive prevention.
And speaking of internal balances, hormonal balance is another key factor, I imagine.
It is indeed. Growth hormone and testosterone, hormones which typically decline significantly with age, often remain at surprisingly healthy levels in these individuals well into their 100s.
And that's not due to like supplementation or anything?
No, that's the remarkable part. It seems to be the natural hormonal benefits of maintaining muscle mass through activity, getting consistent quality sleep, and managing stress effectively. Their bodies are just naturally producing and maintaining levels of these crucial hormones, far better than the average sedentary person their age.
And that's significant because healthy hormone levels are critical for maintaining energy, muscle mass, bone density, cognitive function, all those things we want to keep.
Absolutely critical. Their sustained activity and healthy lifestyle create an internal environment that supports optimal endocrine function. It suggests that age-related hormonal decline is not as fixed as we often think, but significantly influenced by our daily choices.
Okay, one more science bit then. Mitochondria, the powerhouses of the cell. How do they fare?
Ah, yes. Mitochondrial preservation. This is another fascinating area. Mitochondria, as you said, are responsible for generating the energy our bodies need to function. Now, most people experience significant mitochondrial decline with age, which leads to that profound fatigue and reduced physical capacity many older adults feel.
Right.
But these individuals, these centenarian athletes, maintain mitochondrial function that supports very high levels of energy production and efficient recovery. This means their cells are quite literally humming with power, allowing them to train and compete without the typical exhaustion seen in others.
So it really demonstrates optimizing our body's internal energy factories throughout our entire lifespan, ensuring efficient fuel usage and recovery.
Exactly. Healthy mitochondria are absolutely fundamental to vitality and performance, and these athletes demonstrate that their upkeep can be maintained through consistent, thoughtful engagement with movement and overall lifestyle practices.
Okay, so beyond the deep science, which is fascinating, let's talk about how these centenarian athletes actually move their bodies, like day to day. What are the practical training patterns that contribute to this extreme longevity and sustained athletic performance?
Well, a key pattern we observe is what you might call movement diversity. These athletes generally don't focus exclusively on just one sport or one type of exercise.
Ah, interesting. Not specialists then.
Mostly not. Most centenarian athletes engage in multiple forms of physical activity throughout their lives. They might be running one day, swimming another, spending time gardening, which is great functional movement dancing, or playing recreational sports, often all within the same week. And this approach provides crucial benefits. It prevents overuse injuries, which is huge. It develops well-rounded physical capabilities, and perhaps most importantly, it prevents boredom, which helps maintain that intrinsic motivation for decades, keeps things fresh.
So it's clear they're generalists of movement, not specialists, which prevents the imbalances and burnout you often see in single sport focus, and keeps their bodies constantly challenged in different ways. That sounds fantastic for overall resilience and adaptability.
Precisely. It makes long-term activity feel more engaging and sustainable.
And it's not just about formal workouts, right? You mentioned gardening.
Exactly. They seamlessly integrate movement into their daily routine. Their days might start with some gentle stretching or maybe Tai Chi to wake up the body. This is often followed by maybe a walk or a light jog, but emphasizing the pure joy of movement over aggressive pace goals. But the real genius, I think, is how they weave functional movements into their day. Gardening becomes resistance training. Climbing stairs becomes cardio. Playing with grandchildren becomes agility practice.
Right.
It's about making their entire day an opportunity for activity, not just carving out separate, distinct workout blocks. Movement is just part of life.
Their strategic intensity patterns are also very telling, I think. You mentioned moderate intensity earlier.
Yes. While younger athletes often push to exhaustion, centenarian athletes train primarily in that aerobic zone. Hard enough for adaptation, yes, but not so hard as to create excessive stress or interfere with recovery. However, they do incorporate brief, strategic periods of higher intensity work, but it's always acutely attuned to their overall energy and recovery needs. They've learned to listen to their bodies with extraordinary precision, a skill honed over many, many decades.
So this sophisticated understanding of stress and adaptation teaches us that consistent, appropriate stimulus is more valuable for longevity than constantly pushing to the absolute brink.
Exactly. They prioritize the long game, knowing that sustainable, thoughtful training is ultimately more effective than relentless, high-intensity pursuits if your goal is extreme longevity and function.
And perhaps one of the most vital lessons, they treat recovery as a central priority.
Absolutely central. They understand that adaptation muscle rebuilding, getting stronger, happens during recovery, not during the workout itself. So they prioritize sleep, stress management, and proper nutrition, not as afterthoughts, but as essential, non-negotiable components of their training program.
They literally view recovery with the same reverence as the training session itself.
They have to. It's a complete reframing of the traditional athlete's mindset for many. For these centenarians, recovery is integrated into their identity as an athlete. It's understood as foundational for sustained performance and health, not just an optional add-on. They know compromising sleep or rest means compromising their games. Simple as that.
The social aspect of movement also plays a significant role in their longevity, doesn't it? We touched on social connection earlier.
A huge role. Many train with others, compete in age group events, or participate in group activities like dance classes or walking groups. This social connection provides vital motivation, accountability, because it's harder to skip a workout when someone is expecting you, right?
Totally.
And most importantly, joy. That sustains their commitment for decades. It transforms what could be a solitary chore into a shared, enriching experience.
And that community involvement directly combats isolation, which we know is a huge risk factor for both physical and cognitive decline in older age.
Precisely. It provides a robust support system and a sense of belonging, making it just fundamentally easier to maintain consistency over a lifetime.
They also put a strong emphasis on balance training, you mentioned. That feels really important.
Crucial as we age, because falls become increasingly dangerous, potentially life-altering. They incorporate balance challenges into daily routines, often without even thinking about it. Standing on one foot while brushing teeth, walking heel to toe down a hallway, or practicing activities requiring dynamic balance like dancing or certain sports.
It's a constant, subtle practice that builds resilience and protects them from potentially devastating consequences.
Exactly. This proactive approach to balance is a hallmark of functional longevity. They're not just maintaining strength for support, but for safe, independent daily living. It reflects an intuitive understanding of the practical necessities for long-term well-being, where maintaining balance can be just as important as maintaining muscle strength.
And their functional strength training, you said, it looks different.
Yeah, quite different from typical gym routines. Instead of focusing on maximum weight lifted, they emphasize strength patterns that support daily activities and their specific athletic pursuits.
Okay.
They might use resistance bands, bodyweight exercises, or light weights, but always with perfect form and a relentless focus on maintaining strength through a full range of motion.
So it's about being strong where it matters for life and sport, not just for a single lift.
Exactly. It's about building a robust, adaptable body that can move well in daily life, rather than just lift heavy weights or excel in a single specialized movement. This directly translates into sustained independence and quality of life as they age, reinforcing their overall resilience. It's strength with purpose for life.
Okay, their movement patterns are clearly key, super insightful. But what about what they put into their bodies? What are the nutrition secrets of the Century Club? Is it some exotic superfood or something more fundamental?
Well, perhaps the most striking aspect of their nutrition, based on the sources, is its simplicity and consistency.
Ah, simplicity again. Okay.
Yeah, we're not talking about complex, ever-changing fad diets here. Most centenarian athletes eat remarkably similar and consistent food choices, day after day, year after year. And this provides several crucial advantages. It leads to highly efficient digestion. It eliminates dietary decision stress, that what should I eat, fatigue.
Oh, definitely.
And it naturally helps them avoid processed foods. They've intuitively streamlined their dietary approach for sustainable health.
This highlights their intuitive understanding that consistency really triumphs over complexity, doesn't it?
It really does.
They've perfected the art of sustainable eating. It's not about being rigid, maybe, but about establishing a baseline of highly nutritious foods that they consistently return to. It allows their bodies to operate with incredible efficiency.
That's a great way to put it. And the foundation of their diet typically consists of what you might call ancestral foods, basic, whole, unprocessed ingredients.
Like what specifically?
Vegetables, fruits, lean proteins, whole grains, and healthy fats. These are the very foods humans have eaten for millennia, right? They also tend to eat seasonally and locally when possible, which helps ensure maximum nutrient density and freshness. This approach inherently provides a rich array of micronutrients and fiber, supporting overall cellular health and gut microbiome diversity, which we now know is crucial for longevity.
And portion control, is that a big factor? Are they counting calories?
Doesn't seem like it. It appears to happen naturally for them, not through meticulous calorie counting, but through mindful practices. They eat slowly, often in social settings, really savoring their food. And they pay close attention to their body's genuine hunger and fullness signals. Many naturally follow eating patterns that include periods of fasting, not as a deliberate strategy like intermittent fasting today, but as a result of simply eating when hungry and stopping when satisfied.
They truly mastered intuitive eating before it became a popular concept.
They really did. And this intuitive eating pattern avoids the metabolic stress of overconsumption and supports natural metabolic rhythms. Those periods of fasting, even if unintentional, can promote cellular repair processes, like autophagy, contributing to the remarkable cellular health and longevity. It's a testament to listening to your body's needs.
The optimal timing of food intake seems important too.
Yes, that comes up quite a bit. They typically eat their largest meal earlier in the day when their metabolic rate and activity levels are highest.
Makes sense. Fuel for the day.
Exactly. This provides them with ample energy for their daily movements and training. Evening meals, by contrast, tend to be lighter. This supports better sleep quality, less digestive work overnight, and allows their digestive systems to rest and recover, which is crucial for overall health and next-day performance.
That aligns beautifully with circadian rhythm research, right? Eating heavier earlier when our metabolism is most active.
It does.
Yeah.
It seems they intuitively figured out what science is now confirming about meal timing for metabolic health and weight management, and also for sleep quality.
Okay, what about hydration? Simple water.
Consistent hydration is paramount, and yes, mostly water. Not just during exercise, but consistently throughout the day. They often start with a large glass upon waking to rehydrate after the night's fast. They understand that proper hydration affects every single aspect of physical and cognitive function, from cellular processes to joint lubrication to brain clarity. It's not just an afterthought. It's a foundational element for their vitality.
It raises an important question, doesn't it? How many of us truly prioritize consistent hydration as a foundational element of our daily health, rather than just an emergency measure when we feel thirsty?
Exactly. These athletes demonstrate its fundamental importance for optimal physiological function and overall well-being. It's basic, but essential.
A prominence of anti-inflammatory foods is also apparent in their diets, you mentioned.
Yes, but interestingly, this isn't necessarily a conscious choice based on, reading complex scientific research papers on inflammation. It seems to be a natural result of eating whole, unprocessed foods. Things like berries, leafy greens, fatty fish, nuts, and seeds All common staples in their diets naturally provide compounds that control inflammation throughout the body and support exercise recovery. Their plates are essentially packed with natural anti-inflammatory agents by default.
So it re-emphasizes that a whole food diet is inherently anti-inflammatory. By avoiding processed ingredients, excess sugars, and unhealthy fats, they naturally reduce the inflammatory burden on their bodies.
Precisely. Directly supporting cellular longevity and reducing chronic disease risk. It's simple, but powerful.
And adequate protein intake, that's important for muscle mass, especially as we age.
Definitely something they prioritize. Now, they don't consume the extremely high protein diets popular among some younger athletes and bodybuilders today, but they do ensure adequate protein at each meal for crucial muscle maintenance and repair. Sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss, is a major issue, and they combat it.
Right.
They often prefer easily digestible protein sources, think fish, poultry, legumes, and combine them with vegetables and healthy fats, creating balanced and highly nutritious meals that support long-term muscle health without overstressing their systems.
So maintaining muscle mass or mitigating sarcopenia is a cornerstone of healthy aging and functional longevity. Their balanced protein intake supports this critical aspect.
Absolutely vital for continuous athletic performance and just daily function, getting out of a chair, climbing stairs.
They also demonstrate smart carbohydrate consumption, I imagine, not avoiding carbs entirely.
No, not avoiding them, but being smart about them. They choose complex carbohydrates, whole grains, vegetables, legumes for steady energy release, avoiding the spikes and crashes associated with refined sugars and flours. They also often time their intake of these carbohydrates around training sessions for optimal performance and recovery, ensuring their bodies have the fuel they need when they need it most, without excess storage.
So this strategic carbohydrate timing provides readily available energy for their activity without causing unnecessary metabolic strain. Supports both immediate performance and sustained energy levels. It's about fueling intelligently.
Exactly. Not demonizing carbs, but using them wisely.
Healthy fat intake is another consistent theme we hear about in longevity zones.
Yes, their diets typically include plenty of omega-3 fatty acids from sources like fatty fish, walnuts, flax seeds. These essential fats are known to support cardiovascular health, crucial brain function, and overall inflammation control, all vital for maintaining athletic performance and general well-being well into extreme old age.
The inclusion of these healthy fats is critical for cellular membrane integrity, nervous system health, and a healthy inflammatory response. It all ties together.
It really does, further contributing to their overall resilience and functional capacity.
Perhaps one of the most heartwarming aspects of their nutrition is their positive relationship with food, you mentioned.
It really is. They often grow some of their own food, taking pride in cultivating what they eat. They prepare meals from scratch, connecting deeply with the process. And they view eating as a social and pleasurable activity, often shared with family or friends, not a chore or a source of stress. This approach contributes significantly to both their physical health and their overall life satisfaction, making nourishment a joyful part of their lives.
That goes beyond mere nutrient intake, doesn't it? It speaks to the psychological and social dimensions of eating.
Absolutely. When food preparation and consumption are pleasurable and communal, it reduces stress and fosters a positive mindset, which in itself has profound health benefits. Less stress eating, more mindful enjoyment.
And finally, their approach to supplementation. Are they taking lots of pills?
Generally, no. When used, it seems to be minimal and highly targeted. Perhaps just a few key nutrients that are difficult to get consistently from food, depending on their location and diet, like maybe vitamin D or B12 in some cases.
Okay.
They seem to intuitively understand what science has shown. Nutrients work best when consumed in their natural whole food context, where they interact synergistically with thousands of other compounds. They're not chasing magic pills. They're pursuing whole food goodness.
That reflects a deep respect for the complexity of natural foods and an avoidance of that pill for every ill mentality.
Exactly. They're reliant on whole foods for the vast majority of their nutritional needs, demonstrates a pragmatic, sustainable approach that aligns with optimal long-term health.
Okay, their physical accomplishments, the science, the nutrition, it's all mind-boggling. But, it feels like their mental game might be the true secret weapon. The resilience, the drive, the sheer refusal to quit, it's something truly special.
I agree. And perhaps the most critical psychological factor that comes through is their profound sense of purpose.
Purpose, okay?
Every single one of these centenarian athletes seems to maintain a clear sense of why they continue training and competing. It's not just habit. For some, it's the pure joy of movement itself, as we discussed. For others, it's about inspiring younger generations or challenging those deeply ingrained societal expectations about aging. Many speak of feeling a responsibility to maximize their healthy years, to truly live fully. And this creates what psychologists call intrinsic motivation, right? A powerful drive that comes from internal satisfaction rather than external rewards like medals or praise, although those are nice too. They train because it deeply aligns with their core values and gives their lives profound meaning.
That clearly shows how deeply intertwined their physical activity is with their sense of meaning and contribution in life. It's not just about running a race, it's about fulfilling a purpose. That's an incredibly powerful engine for sustained effort over decades, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a potent self-reinforcing loop. The activity itself provides purpose, and that purpose, in turn, fuels continued activity. It's a virtuous cycle that can sustain engagement over decades, even when things get tough.
Their goal setting seems different, too. Very process-oriented.
Yes, that's a key distinction. They don't focus exclusively on outcome goals like specific times or distances, which can become frustrating as natural performance inevitably declines somewhat with extreme age. Instead, they emphasize process goals that are entirely within their control. Things like consistent training, improving their technique, showing up with a positive attitude, regardless of the ultimate result.
It's like they've learned to truly love the journey and the discipline it takes, maybe even more than just the destination or the trophy.
Exactly. And this shift is crucial for long-term psychological well-being in sports, or any long-term endeavor, really. Focusing on process allows for continuous learning and personal growth, providing satisfaction even when external metrics might be changing. It prevents burnout and fosters a sustainable, healthy relationship with their sport.
Their outcome independence in competition is another remarkable trait. While they certainly enjoy winning and giving their best, their self-worth and satisfaction aren't entirely dependent on the results. This psychological flexibility allows them to continue enjoying competition and the challenge it brings, even as absolute performance naturally declines. They're not chasing past glories, they're truly enjoying the present moment of competition.
And that raises an important question for you listening. How can you foster a healthy relationship with competition or any challenging pursuit that emphasizes personal growth over absolute achievement? These athletes teach us that the joy of participation and the self-mastery inherent in effort can be far more sustaining than the sometimes ephemeral thrill of victory.
Mastery of stress management is also a critical skill for them, it seems.
Absolutely critical. They clearly distinguish between beneficial stress, what researchers call eustress, that comes from training and competition, and harmful chronic stress that accelerates aging. They actively cultivate practices to process and release negative stress. Things like gentle movement, spending dedicated time in nature, practicing deep breathing, or simply allowing themselves permission to rest without guilt. Many engage in forms of meditation, prayer, or mindfulness, even if they simply call it quiet time or reflection. They consciously create space for mental decompression.
And this ability to differentiate between adaptive stress and detrimental stress is a hallmark of resilient individuals.
It is. And their proactive engagement with stress reduction directly impacts their physiological well-being, reducing those inflammatory markers we talked about, supporting hormonal balance. It's vital for long-term health.
Their remarkable adaptability is truly key as well.
Yes, very much so. As their bodies inevitably change with age, they demonstrate incredible flexibility in adjusting their training, their goals, and sometimes even their chosen sports. Rather than rigidly clinging to past performance or methods, they embrace changes and find new ways to challenge themselves within their current capabilities. It's a constant, intelligent evolution of their approach.
That adaptability is crucial for long-term survival in an athletic context, isn't it? It's the opposite of that glory days mindset.
Yeah, exactly. Their willingness to pivot and redefine success based on their current physical reality allows them to stay engaged and active, continually finding joy in movement, no matter how it manifests itself.
Strong social connection is another consistent theme we keep coming back to.
It is. Most Centenarian athletes maintain robust relationships with family, friends, and fellow competitors. They often mentor younger athletes, serving as an inspiration and gaining a profound sense of belonging in return. This community aspect fuels them psychologically just as much as physically.
And that positive feedback loop from social connection provides psychological resilience and combats loneliness, which we know is a significant health risk factor, especially later in life.
Absolutely. And their mentorship role provides that sense of continued relevance and contribution. fueling their intrinsic motivation for sustained activity.
They possess realistic optimism, you mentioned. Not naive optimism.
No, not naive at all. It's grounded. They acknowledge challenges and setbacks, as any athlete over decades inevitably will. But they maintain confidence in their ability to adapt and overcome. They tend to interpret difficulties as temporary and specific, not permanent or all-encompassing. It's a grounded resilience born from decades of navigating life's inevitable ups and downs.
And that cognitive style is a powerful buffer against despair and learned helplessness, right?
Exactly. By reframing setbacks as transient and specific, they maintain their agency and belief in their ability to influence their future, which is foundational for sustained effort and mental well-being.
They also master the art of learning from failure and setbacks.
Yes, they view setbacks not as verdicts on their abilities, but as valuable information. A poor performance or an injury becomes data to inform future training, not evidence of inadequacy or a reason to quit. They are constantly iterating and improving, turning obstacles into lessons.
That growth mindset is essential for long-term engagement. Every challenge is viewed as an opportunity for learning and refinement.
Ensures their journey is one of continuous evolution and self-mastery, rather than a series of endpoints.
Finally, their curiosity and continued learning, they don't seem to stagnate.
Not at all. Many remain eager to try new training methods, learn about nutrition, or even take up entirely new sports later in life. This intellectual engagement keeps their minds incredibly sharp and provides crucial mental stimulation for cognitive health and aging. They're not just moving their bodies, they're constantly engaging their minds.
So this refusal to stop growing, mentally and physically, truly defines them.
It does. This intellectual vitality not only supports cognitive function, but also reinforces their overall sense of purpose and engagement with life, making every day an opportunity for discovery.
Okay, so much their success isn't just about what they do physically during training, but it seems it's equally, maybe even more, about what they allow their bodies to do or not do. It's all about restoration. They truly understand that peak performance over decades is impossible without peak recovery.
Absolutely. And sleep stands as the absolute foundation of their recovery strategy. Centenarian athletes typically maintain excellent sleep habits, truly enviable by those half their age.
Right.
They usually go to bed and wake up at consistent times, often logging a solid 7 to 9 hours per night. This creates strong circadian rhythms that profoundly support physical recovery and cognitive function. And they don't just prioritize quantity, they prioritize sleep quality. Their sleep environments are optimized. Cool, dark, quiet. Many also have established pre-sleep routines, maybe gentle stretching, reading, meditation, calming activities that signal their bodies it's time to wind down.
This highlights how they treat sleep with the same reverence as their training. It's not an optional luxury. It's a non-negotiable, fundamental part of their athletic program.
Absolutely. They understand that compromising sleep means compromising the very gains they are striving for. It's that simple.
They also practice strategic daytime recovery, you mentioned, naps.
Yes, often they do. They frequently incorporate brief naps, typically around 20-30 minutes, into their daily routines. They've learned through experience, or perhaps intuition, that these short rests can significantly enhance both physical and cognitive performance, boosting alertness and aiding recovery without interfering with their crucial nighttime sleep. The power nap is real for them.
Proactive stress management techniques are also non-negotiable for them, right?
Completely. They are incredibly attuned to the signs of excessive stress, irritability, poor sleep, lingering fatigue, and take proactive steps to address it. This might include gentle movement to release tension, spending restorative time in nature, practicing deep breathing exercises, or simply allowing themselves permission to truly rest when their bodies scream for it, without guilt.
And they understand that unmanaged stress is a silent killer of both performance and longevity.
It is, because chronic stress elevates cortisol and inflammatory markers, directly undermining the body's ability to recover and accelerating the aging process. Their proactive stress management directly supports the physiological benefits they gain from training, ensuring their systems are not constantly overloaded.
And active recovery is a significant part of their routines, not just passive rest.
Yes, very often. Instead of just complete rest days with no activity, they frequently engage in gentle activities that promote blood flow and maintain mobility without adding significant training stress.
Like what?
Examples include easy walking, gentle swimming, tai chi, or restorative yoga.
Oh.
These activities help clear metabolic waste products from their muscles and maintain good movement patterns. So on their rest days, they're often still moving, but with purpose and gentleness, actively supporting recovery rather than just passively resting.
That active recovery strategy sounds far superior to complete rest for many people.
It often is. It aids in circulation, flushes out metabolic byproducts, keeps joints mobile, preventing stiffness, and promotes faster overall recovery. This is particularly important for aging bodies.
There are consistent hydration strategies. We talked about food, but hydration for recovery.
Crucial for recovery, too. Beyond just during exercise, they maintain consistent hydration throughout the entire day. They understand that even mild dehydration significantly impairs performance, recovery, and virtually every physiological process. They often start with that large glass of water upon waking to rehydrate after the night's fast and monitor throughout the day through simple indicators like urine color. It's a constant, mindful practice.
Hydration impacts everything from nutrient transport to waste removal, joint health, cognitive function. It's fundamental.
Underpins everything. Their consistent approach underscores its fundamental role in sustained vitality and performance.
They also practice smart nutrition timing around training for recovery purposes.
Yes, they typically eat something within a few hours after training. This timing helps support muscle protein synthesis and glycogen replenishment, maximizing their recovery window when the muscles are most receptive.
Right.
And crucially, they avoid eating large meals too close to bedtime to prevent interference with sleep quality. Their post-training nutrition often includes easily digestible proteins and complex carbohydrates, along with those anti-inflammatory foods we discussed. It's a calculated yet natural approach to fueling their recovery.
So this strategic timing ensures their bodies have the necessary building blocks for repair when they are most receptive, while also respecting the body's natural rhythm for rest and digestion.
Exactly. It optimizes both recovery and sleep quality, reinforcing their performance gains.
Informal temperature therapy is also common, like contrast showers.
Yes, many enjoy contrast showers alternating warm and cool water. This stimulates circulation and can help reduce inflammation. They also use simple tools like heating pads for tight muscles or ice packs for acute soreness, always listening to their body's responses and applying what feels right for them. It's about intuitive self-care, not necessarily fancy cryo chambers.
These simple, accessible methods can significantly aid recovery. It shows sophisticated tools aren't always necessary.
Exactly. It's about being responsive to what your body needs.
Attention to massage and soft tissue care is another practice.
Yes, maintaining tissue quality is important. Some receive regular professional massages, which can be very beneficial. Others use self-massage techniques, foam rollers, or other simple tools. The key is they address minor aches and restrictions before they become major problems. They understand that prevention, keeping tissues pliable, is far more effective than trying to treat a chronic injury later.
That raises an important question for you listening. How much do you truly invest in the maintenance of your body outside of the workout itself?
It's a great question. These athletes exemplify proactive self-care, understanding that mobility and tissue health are foundational to long-term performance and just feeling good.
Mental recovery practices are equally important as physical recovery, you mentioned.
Absolutely equal. They engage in activities that provide mental restoration, spending time in nature, pursuing hobbies they enjoy, socializing, or simply allowing their minds to wander without the constant stimulation of screens or tasks. They understand that mental fatigue can be just as limiting, if not more so, than physical fatigue, and they actively work to clear their mental slate and recharge.
This holistic approach acknowledges that the brain and body are inseparable. Mental restoration impacts everything.
From decision-making to stress tolerance, it directly influences their ability to sustain consistent training and manage challenges over decades.
Perhaps the most important lesson regarding recovery is its integration into daily life. It's not a separate event.
Exactly. They've woven restorative practices throughout their days, making it a continuous state of being. They take breaks when needed, practice good posture throughout the day, manage their energy levels wisely, and treat their bodies with constant respect and care. It's a holistic approach where recovery isn't an event you schedule, but a continuous state of being, a mindful mindset towards self-care.
That demonstrates an unparalleled level of body awareness and self-respect. Recovery is not something they do after training.
but something they live. It's a fundamental aspect of their lifestyle, absolutely essential for their remarkable longevity and sustained vitality.
Okay, so how do these remarkable individuals keep these active lifestyles going for not just years, but decades? It all comes down to the unshakable habits they've built. It's like the invisible architecture of their extraordinary lives.
Well said. And consistency emerges as the most powerful habit among this population. We keep coming back to it, but it's crucial. While specific activities might vary from day to day or season to season, their fundamental commitment to daily movement remains unwavering. This consistency compounds powerfully over time, creating health benefits impossible to achieve through sporadic, intensive efforts. It's the relentless compounding of small, positive actions.
This highlights the quiet power of small, repeated actions accumulating into extraordinary results. It's not about grand gestures, it's about the daily commitment. As the old saying goes, the tortoise, not the hare, truly wins this race for longevity.
Absolutely. The body adapts optimally to consistent, manageable loads. This steady, incremental progress avoids the boom and bust cycles that often derail well-intentioned fitness endeavors, leading to sustainable long-term gains and preventing injury or burnout.
Their habits typically started small and grew gradually, right? Not massive overhauls.
Exactly. They didn't attempt dramatic overhauls or those extreme New Year's resolutions that are often doomed to fail by February. Instead, they made minor, sustainable adjustments that they could easily integrate into their lives. A simple 10-minute morning walk might have evolved into longer training sessions over months or even years, allowing their bodies to adapt safely and naturally. It's a gentle, consistent unfolding of positive choices.
That gradual progression is key to building durable habits. It respects the principle of progressive overload in a sustainable way.
Yes, preventing injury and burnout and making adherence far easier psychologically too.
Powerful morning routines seem to set the tone for their entire day.
Very common. Most centenarian athletes have consistent morning practices that include some form of movement, good nutrition, and maybe some mental preparation. These routines might involve gentle stretching, a short meditation or reflection, a healthy breakfast, or that morning walk we mentioned. The consistency and the positive tone they set for the day are often far more important than the specific activities themselves.
Establishing a consistent morning routine creates an anchor for the day, doesn't it? Ensures foundational habits get done.
Exactly. Before the demands of daily life can derail them, it builds momentum and reinforces commitment from the outset, leading to a ripple effect of healthy choices throughout the rest of the day.
They also master the art of habit stacking you mentioned earlier, linking habits.
Yes, it's a very efficient strategy. Instead of trying to remember multiple separate habits, they link new behaviors to existing ones, creating powerful chains of positive actions.
Like the balance exercises while brushing teeth example.
Exactly. Or practicing deep breathing while preparing meals, or doing mobility work while watching television in the evening. It's about maximizing efficiency and making healthy choices almost automatic by tying them to something you already do.
So that raises an important question for you listening. How can you look at your own daily routines and identify opportunities to stack new healthy habits onto them?
It leverages existing neural pathways, making the adoption of new behaviors much easier and more sustainable, transforming your day without adding much perceived effort.
Intentional environmental design supports their healthy habits in powerful ways too, making the healthy choice the easy choice.
Yes, they organize their living spaces to make healthy choices easier and unhealthy choices more difficult. Consciously or unconsciously. This might mean keeping exercise equipment visible and accessible, storing healthy foods at eye level in the fridge, or perhaps removing tempting but unhealthy options from their homes entirely. They proactively make their environment their ally, not their enemy.
Environmental design is a highly effective, often overlooked strategy for habit formation.
It really is. By reducing friction for desired behaviors and increasing it for undesired ones, they create a default setting that supports their long-term health goals without relying solely on willpower, which we know is finite.
Leveraging social accountability is another key. We talked about community.
Yes, many have training partners, participate in groups, or connect with others who share their commitment to health. These social connections provide motivation during difficult periods because you don't want to let your friends down, right? And also celebration during successes. It's a powerful external motivator that often becomes an internal driver over time.
Social support combats isolation, and the shared journey creates a sense of belonging and mutual encouragement. Makes it more enjoyable.
Definitely. Makes the pursuit of longevity feel communal and more enjoyable, less like a solitary struggle.
They also understand flexibility within structure. Consistency doesn't mean rigidity.
Crucial distinction. While they are incredibly consistent in their overall patterns, they allow for adjustments based on circumstances, health status, and life changes. This flexibility prevents the all-or-nothing thinking that so often derails habit formation when life inevitably throws a curveball. It's about being dedicated, but not brittle.
That nuanced approach acknowledges the dynamic nature of life. Rigidity often leads to breakage.
Precisely. Their flexibility allows them to bend without breaking, maintaining overall consistency even when the specifics of their routine must adapt.
Informal habit tracking helps many maintain awareness of their patterns, not necessarily apps and spreadsheets.
Often not. They might keep simple logs of their activities, maybe just note how they feel after different types of training, or simply maintain a strong mental awareness of their consistency. This tracking, however informal, provides invaluable feedback for adjustments and sustained motivation, helping them stay on course and understand their own bodies better.
Even informal tracking provides valuable self-awareness. It helps them identify patterns, understand responses, reinforce the habit loop.
Without the burden of overly complex data analysis, it's about tuning into your body and being mindful of your actions.
The integration of habits into their very identity is perhaps the most powerful aspect. It's not just what they do, it's who they are.
Yes. They don't just do healthy behaviors. They see themselves as healthy, active people. It's part of their self-concept. This identity alignment makes their habits feel natural and automatic, not forced. It becomes an extension of who they are.
So this is truly about shifting your self-perception to align with your health goals.
Exactly. Making them an extension of who you are. When a behavior becomes part of your identity, it requires far less willpower and becomes deeply ingrained, ensuring long-term adherence.
Recovery and rest habits receive equal attention to their training habits. It's a balanced system.
Yes, they've developed consistent practices around sleep, stress management, and restoration, understanding that sustainable performance requires sustainable recovery. It's a balanced system where both activity and rest are given their due importance, not an afterthought.
This holistic approach to habits recognizes that true performance is built on a foundation of adequate rest and repair.
Not just relentless effort. It's an integrated system of living, not just working out, ensuring their bodies can rebuild and thrive consistently.
Their habit patterns also evolve with seasonal and life stage adaptations, right? They're not doing the same thing at 100 they did at 60.
No, of course not. As their bodies, circumstances, and goals have changed over the decades, Centenarian athletes have modified their habits while maintaining their core commitment to health and movement. This adaptability has allowed them to sustain their practices through countless life changes, from retirement to changes in family structure to shifts in physical capacity.
This demonstrates a dynamic rather than static approach to habit building. Habits aren't set in stone,
but are continuously refined and adapted to ensure they remain supportive of their long-term goals in an ever-changing internal and external environment.
The compound effect of their habits becomes incredibly apparent over time, the result of decades of small choices.
It really does. Small, consistent actions repeated daily for decades create extraordinary results that seem almost impossible to achieve through any other means. Their current abilities are the accumulated impact of literally thousands upon thousands of positive choices made consistently over time. It's a powerful testament to the power of daily discipline.
Their lives are a living demonstration of the compound interest principle applied to health.
Exactly. Each small, consistent deposit into their health account over decades has yielded an extraordinary return in vitality and longevity.
Okay, but to stay active for 100+ years, you have to be incredibly smart about preventing and managing injuries. It's an inevitable part of being an athlete, right? And these individuals seem to have mastered it within almost surgical precision.
That's a good way to put it. Their approach to injury management is deeply, deeply rooted in prevention. They develop proactive strategies to address potential issues before they become limiting factors. This mindset, shifting from reactive treatment to proactive prevention, allows for consistent training for decades with relatively few serious injuries. It's about heading off problems at the pass.
This shift from reactive to proactive is fascinating. It shows incredible foresight and a deep understanding of their body's needs.
It really does. This preventive mindset significantly reduces their overall risk. They view a twinge or stiffness not as a nuisance to be ignored or pushed through, but as an important signal requiring immediate, intelligent modification, thereby preventing a minor issue from escalating into a major setback.
They prioritize movement quality over sheer quantity. We talked about this with training, but it's key for injury prevention too.
Absolutely fundamental. They emphasize perfect form and controlled movements, rather than simply pushing for maximum speed, weight, or distance, especially when fatigued. This focus on quality helps prevent both acute injuries from poor technique under fatigue and those chronic nagging injuries from repeated poor movement patterns. It's about moving well, not just moving a lot, ensuring longevity for their joints and muscles.
This principle is foundational. Subpar movement patterns repeated thousands of times will inevitably lead to breakdown.
Exactly. Their emphasis on precision and control ensures that every movement contributes to structural integrity, rather than undermining it, preserving their body's machinery for the long haul.
Non-negotiable warm-up and cool-down routines are deeply ingrained, you said.
Seems to be universal among them. They understand, perhaps better than younger athletes, that their bodies need more time to prepare for and recover from exercise as they age. Their warm-ups typically include gentle movement, dynamic stretches, and activation exercises to properly prepare their nervous systems and tissues for activity. Cool-downs focus on gradual recovery and maintaining flexibility.
And that raises an important question again for you listening. Are you dedicating enough time to these crucial bookends of your workouts as your body ages?
For these athletes, they are not optional. They are essential rituals that protect their bodies from unnecessary strain and promote optimal recovery. It's non-negotiable time.
Strategic load management is also key. Not doing too much too soon.
Very key. They increase training loads very gradually, allow adequate recovery between challenging sessions, and crucially, they reduce intensity or volume when their bodies signal the need for rest without ego getting in the way. They've developed an intuitive understanding, honed over decades, of the difference between productive training stress and potentially harmful overload. They wisely avoid the trap of pushing too hard too often.
That intuitive sense of self-regulation is remarkable, understanding the balance between challenge and recovery.
Ensuring the training stimulus remains constructive, not destructive, for their long-term goals.
Daily mobility and flexibility work is a constant practice, not an occasional add-on.
Seems to be. They spend time each day working on range of motion, joint mobility, and muscle flexibility, even if it's just 10-15 minutes. This consistent attention helps prevent the gradual loss of movement capacity, that stiffness that creeps in, which can lead to injury and functional decline. It keeps them limber and functional.
Preserving range of motion is paramount for functional independence and preventing injury as we age.
Yes, their daily dedication to flexibility is an investment in joint health and overall movement fluidity, reducing the risk of strains, sprains, and stiffness.
Early intervention for minor issues is critical, addressing things quickly.
Absolutely. Instead of training through discomfort and hoping it resolves on its own, which many of us do, they address issues promptly. This might mean taking an extra rest day, switching to gentle movement, using appropriate self-treatment like ice or heat, or seeking professional consultation quickly. This prevents minor problems from escalating into major injuries that could derail their progress for months or even permanently. They truly don't ignore the whispers before they become shouts.
This is a profound display of self-care and wisdom. Ignoring early warning signs is such a common pitfall.
Their prompt action demonstrates a deep respect for their bodies and a commitment to long-term health over short-term performance goals.
They strike a balance between self-care and professional support, right? They're not totally reliant on either.
Exactly. They've developed sophisticated self-care skills, knowing how to use self-massage, heat-cold therapy effectively, modifying activities based on how they feel. But they also know when to seek professional support. They recognize the limits of self-care and aren't afraid to consult physical therapists, doctors, or other experts when needed. It's a smart, integrated approach.
This pragmatic approach leverages the best of both worlds, empowered and self-aware, but also recognizing the value of specialized knowledge.
Makes their injury management truly comprehensive and effective.
Cross-training is fundamental for injury prevention for them too, the movement diversity aspect.
Yes, it comes back again here. By engaging in multiple types of activities, they distribute stress across different movement patterns and muscle groups. This significantly reduces the risk of those repetitive overuse injuries that can arise from relentless single-sport training.
This highlights the biomechanical wisdom of diversity. Spreading the load reduces cumulative stress,
Dramatically extending their athletic lifespan and keeping activity enjoyable.
Their equipment choices are always focused on prevention, you said, not just performance.
That seems to be the priority. They choose footwear, clothing, and equipment based primarily on comfort, support, and injury prevention, rather than purely on marginal performance benefits. This might mean opting for more supportive shoes for running, even if they're slightly heavier, or choosing activities known to be joint-friendly, like swimming or cycling, more often.
This is a key takeaway for you listening. Make conscious choices that prioritize long-term sustainability over short-term gains.
Their equipment choices reflect a mature understanding that protective measures are an investment in their continued ability to perform for decades.
They have sophisticated recovery monitoring, not just tracking sleep, but really listening.
Yes, an intuitive, sophisticated listening. They've learned over decades to distinguish between productive muscle soreness, DOMS, and concerning pain, between normal fatigue and excessive exhaustion, between temporary stiffness and problematic loss of mobility. They are truly experts in listening to their body's signals.
This acute self-awareness allows them to make real-time adjustments to their training and recovery,
Optimizing their body's capacity to adapt and perform without pushing into detrimental zones. It's a continuous feedback loop of self-knowledge.
When injuries do occur, they have incredibly effective adaptation strategies. They don't just stop everything.
Right. Rather than stopping all activity, which can lead to deconditioning and psychological distress, they modify training intelligently to work around the problem while allowing healing to occur. This might involve changing activities, completely swimming instead of running, for example, reducing intensity, or focusing on unaffected body areas like upper body or core work. They always find a way to keep moving safely.
This creative problem-solving during injury demonstrates their commitment to continuous movement, even if modified.
It prevents deconditioning and maintains a positive psychological outlook during challenging periods, making recovery a more active and engaged process.
And their psychological approach to injury management is marked by incredible patience.
Immense patience. They understand proper healing takes time, especially as we age, and they're willing to reduce training significantly or take time off temporarily to prevent minor issues from becoming chronic, debilitating problems. This patience, developed over decades of experience, allows them to maintain their activities for the long term rather than risking long-term damage for short-term gains.
This willingness to temporarily step back is counterintuitive for many high achievers, but it is precisely what enables their extraordinary longevity.
They prioritize the marathon of life over any single sprint, demonstrating profound foresight and wisdom in their approach to health.
Okay, it's clear it's not just an individual pursuit for these centenarian athletes. Their success seems deeply tied to their connections with others. The social fabric of their lives plays a profound role in their ability to sustain such remarkable activity.
Absolutely. Vital community involvement is a cornerstone for many of them. They actively participate in local running clubs, swimming groups, cycling clubs, or other sports-specific communities. These connections provide not just training partners, but friendly competition, crucial social interaction, and practical support like rides to events or sharing tips that makes maintaining an active lifestyle easier and much more enjoyable. It transforms a solitary discipline into a source of shared joy and belonging.
This shows how community truly transforms the discipline of training into a source of joy and shared purpose. It provides that constant source of motivation and a built-in support system.
And this social embeddedness is a powerful antidote to isolation, which, as we've noted, is a significant health risk factor as we age. The shared commitment and camaraderie directly contribute to psychological resilience and sustained motivation, fostering a holistic approach to well-being.
The motivational power of community cannot be overstated, can it? Especially when your own drive dips.
No, it's huge. When individual motivation inevitably wanes, and it does for everyone, even these legends, the commitment to training partners or group members provides that crucial external push needed to maintain consistency. Many report that their commitment to others carried them through periods of low personal motivation when they might otherwise have just stayed home.
That external accountability, when positive and supportive, is an incredibly potent force for habit adherence.
It leverages our innate human need for connection and belonging to reinforce healthy behaviors, making consistency feel less like a chore and more like being part of a team.
Intergenerational connections are also incredibly important, you mentioned. Training with younger people.
Yes, they often train with, compete against, or mentor athletes who are decades younger than them. And this creates really powerful mutual benefits. Younger athletes gain invaluable wisdom, perspective, and a vision of lifelong activity, while the centenarian athletes benefit from the energy, enthusiasm, sometimes fresh perspectives of younger partners.
They are living bridges between generations, inspiring and learning from both directions.
That's a lovely way to put it. This exchange of energy and experience is a powerful dynamic. It provides the older athletes with a sense of purpose and continued relevance, while the younger individuals gain a tangible vision of what's possible for their own future, creating a powerful cycle of inspiration.
Competition serves as both motivation and a form of measurement for them, but in a healthy way.
Yes, generally in a very healthy way. Age group competitions provide opportunities to test their fitness, set meaningful goals, and maintain that competitive spirit that drives improvement. But these events also offer crucial social opportunities to connect with like-minded athletes, celebrating shared achievements and experiences. The structure of competitive events provides meaning and clear goals for their daily training, keeping them focused.
And that raises the question again for you listening. How can we foster healthy, competitive environments that prioritize participation and personal challenge over just winning?
For these athletes, competition seems to be a tool for self-improvement and connection, not solely for external validation or beating others. It's about pushing themselves within the supportive community.
Powerful mentorship relationships often develop too. They become role models.
Very much so. Centenarian athletes often serve as incredibly inspirational examples for younger participants, providing a sense of purpose and responsibility that extends beyond their personal fitness goals. Knowing they're inspiring others can be a huge motivator in itself.
This role as a mentor provides a deeply satisfying sense of legacy and contribution, reinforcing their own commitment.
It's a reciprocal relationship where giving back strengthens their own resolve and purpose.
Robust support systems exist within their communities. Practical advice from peers.
Yes, fellow athletes often offer incredibly practical advice on training modifications, injury management, nutrition, and age-related concerns. Advice that is often more valuable than generic professional advice because it comes from shared lived experience. This peer wisdom is a treasure trove of practical, real-world knowledge.
That highlights the power of shared experience. Peer support can provide relevant insights generic advice might miss.
Because it's grounded in similar life circumstances and deep empathy.
Positive social accountability is a gentle yet effective push, knowing people expect you.
Yes. When others expect to see you at training sessions or events, the social pressure to show up can be powerful, but it's typically positive and supportive in these communities, fostering a sense of shared journey rather than obligation or burden.
This form of accountability leverages our natural desire to be part of something, making adherence feel more communal.
And less arduous, definitely.
Celebration and recognition are incredibly important motivators for long-term engagement, right? Even small acknowledgments.
Absolutely. Age group records, completion awards for events, even simple acknowledgement from peers for consistent participation all contribute to a powerful sense of accomplishment and belonging, reinforcing their long-term commitment.
These external validations reinforce the intrinsic motivation, providing milestones.
Acknowledging the incredible dedication required for decades of athletic pursuit and celebrating the journey itself.
Opportunities for travel and adventure also arise through these communities.
Often, yes. Athletic communities frequently open doors to travel for competitions, exploring new locations, or attending training camps. This enriches their lives far beyond the immediate athletic benefits. Their commitment to movement truly opens up a world of experiences.
That demonstrates how physical activity can be a gateway to broader life enrichment.
Providing novelty, new experiences, and continued engagement with the world, all of which are powerful protective factors for cognitive health and overall well-being.
A continuous learning environment is fostered within these communities too, keeps things fresh.
Yes, exposure to new training methods, nutritional strategies, and equipment innovations prevents stagnation and maintains intellectual engagement with their athletic pursuits. They're always learning, adapting, and staying curious, often from each other.
This intellectual curiosity keeps their minds sharp and prevents complacency,
ensuring that their approach to longevity is dynamic and responsive to new information and possibilities.
Crucial emotional support is provided during difficult periods from people who get it.
Invaluable.
Yeah.
During injuries, health challenges, or significant life stresses like bereavement, strong athletic communities provide critical emotional support from friends who truly understand the importance of maintaining an active lifestyle and the frustration of being sidelined. They offer empathy and encouragement when it's most needed.
This is a testament to the fundamental human need for connection and belonging. especially when pursuing challenging goals over decades.
This emotional safety net is invaluable for navigating the inevitable ups and downs of a long, active life.
And finally, legacy building. That sense of purpose extends outwards.
Yes, many are clearly motivated to demonstrate what's possible for aging athletes, to inspire others, and to contribute to changing societal perceptions about aging and athletic ability. This sense of legacy provides a profound purpose that transcends personal achievement.
Their legacy is not just about their personal records, but about fundamentally reshaping society's expectations.
Inspiring future generations to pursue lifelong vitality and showing a path forward for healthy, active aging.
Okay, so you might think these athletes just found a routine decades ago and stuck to it rigidly, but that's absolutely not the case, is it? Their real secret seems to be a dynamic approach, constantly adapting to their changing bodies, evolving science, and life circumstances. It's a masterclass in flexibility and evolution.
Yes, this is a crucial point to understand. Their journey involves a definite transition, usually gradual, from being primarily performance-focused to becoming primarily health-focused in their training. While younger athletes typically focus intensely on speed, PBs, or competitive results, centenarian athletes consciously or intuitively shift their emphasis over the years. They focus more on maintaining function, preventing decline, and optimizing their overall quality of life.
And this isn't lowering standards, right? It's adjusting goals.
Exactly. It's adjusting goals intelligently to align with their current priorities and capabilities. They find meaning in sustained movement itself, rather than just faster times or higher rankings.
This really highlights the wisdom to redefine success as they age, valuing sustainable function over absolute speed. It's a maturation of their athletic identity.
It allows them to continue participating with joy for much longer, without the psychological burden of constantly comparing themselves to their younger selves or to elite performance metrics, which is a common pitfall for many athletes as they age and can lead to quitting.
Strategic volume adjustments are common too. Less quantity maybe, but still consistent.
Yes, their total training time or mileage might decrease from their peak competitive years naturally, but they maintain remarkable consistency in their weekly activity levels. They might run fewer miles per week, for instance, but they continue running consistently, week after week, year after year. It's about maintaining the habit, even if the quantity shifts, providing that continuous stimulus.
So this steady volume, even if reduced, provides continuous stimulus for adaptation.
Maintaining cardiovascular and muscular health without inducing excessive fatigue or overtraining in an aging system. It's smart, sustainable training load management.
They also make smart intensity modifications, less high-intensity work.
Generally, yes. The highest intensity training, common in younger, competitive years, often gives way to more moderate intensity levels. These provide significant health benefits without the excessive stress or prolonged recovery interference that intense work can cause later in life. However, it's not that they eliminate intensity entirely. Brief periods of higher intensity work are often still part of their programs, but they're carefully integrated and meticulously monitored based on how they feel.
It's like they've learned to dial down the overall volume but keep the beautiful song of activity playing with occasional, carefully chosen crescendos.
That's a great analogy. This nuanced approach to intensity allows them to tap into the benefits of both aerobic efficiency from moderate work and occasional high-power output, ensuring a well-rounded fitness profile that supports diverse movements while minimizing injury risk.
Increasing recovery time requirements is a recognized necessity that they adapt to.
Absolutely. Successful centenarian athletes adapt their schedules to this reality. They might find they need an extra day between challenging workouts, or more sleep after competitions, or simply longer warm-up and cool-down periods. Recognizing and accommodating these changes, without fighting them, is key to maintaining consistency without overreaching and risking injury or burnout.
And that raises an important question again for you listening. Are you truly listening to your body's increasing need for rest and recovery as you get older, or are you still trying to push it in the same way you did decades ago?
Ignoring these signals can lead to burnout or injury, and ultimately undermine your long-term goals for sustained activity. Listening is key.
The growing importance of cross-training becomes even more pronounced as they age, it seems.
Yes. Cross-training becomes an increasingly vital strategy. It distributes training stress across different movement patterns and muscle groups, significantly reducing injury risk from repetitive strain. Many who started as single sports specialists find they naturally diversify as they age, often discovering new passions and new ways to challenge their bodies that are perhaps kinder on certain joints.
Cross-training becomes a vital strategy for preventing overuse injuries and ensuring balanced development.
Crucial for long-term sustainability and functional longevity. It allows them to maintain activity even when a primary sport might become too demanding or lead to recurring issues.
Emphasis on technique refinement also grows, making movement more efficient.
Yes. As raw power and speed naturally decline somewhat with extreme age, they work continuously on improving movement efficiency. They understand that better technique can compensate significantly for losses in raw physical capacity. They might work with coaches specializing in masters athletes, study video of their performances, or simply focus more intently on movement quality during training.
It's about mastering the art of movement, not just relying on raw power.
Precisely. This focus on efficiency means they're getting the most out of every movement, conserving energy and reducing strain, which is an intelligent adaptation for prolonged athletic careers. It ensures sustained quality of movement over time.
Their seasonal periodization evolves too, more flexible.
Yes, they tend to develop more flexible approaches to training emphasis throughout the year. They accommodate changing energy levels, life circumstances, even weather patterns, rather than sticking to rigid annual cycles common for younger elite athletes. Their training becomes more responsive to their current state and the natural rhythms of life.
This flexibility prevents mental and physical burnout, ensuring training remains enjoyable and sustainable.
Adapting to natural fluctuations in energy and motivation, which is crucial for decades of consistent activity.
Changes in equipment choices are also evident. Comfort over performance.
Definitely. Equipment choices increasingly prioritize injury prevention and comfort over pure performance gains. Footwear might emphasize cushioning and stability. Clothing might focus on better temperature regulation, and equipment choices like bike setups or running surfaces might be selected for their joint-friendly characteristics.
This highlights optimizing for longevity, not just that immediate competitive edge.
Their choices reflect a mature understanding of what truly supports sustained activity, valuing health and comfort over marginal performance gains that might increase risk.
They often experience a shift in training environment preferences too, seeking safer conditions.
Frequently, yes. They often prefer more controlled, safer conditions as they age, which minimize risks like tripping or unexpected obstacles, while still providing adequate training stimulus. This could mean moving from unpredictable outdoor trails to smoother paths, or indoor tracks, for example, to reduce variables and enhance safety.
This preference for controlled environments reflects a practical strategy to mitigate risks associated with aging,
such as potentially reduced reaction time or balance, thereby safeguarding their ability to train consistently and safely.
Their goal setting evolves significantly as well, process over outcome.
Yes, we see a distinct shift. They move from primarily outcome-focused goals, like specific times or placements, which become harder to achieve, to more process-focused goals. Things like maintaining consistency, improving technique, mastering a new skill within their sport, or simply celebrating the ability to continue participating fully.
They truly celebrate the daily victories, the act of showing up, not just the finish line records.
Exactly. This redefinition of success is a key psychological adaptation, allowing them to remain engaged and motivated, finding satisfaction in the journey and the effort itself, rather than solely in external achievements. It ensures consistent, joyful participation.
Sophisticated monitoring and feedback systems are often in place, though often informal and intuitive.
Yes, very much intuitive. They develop an incredibly refined awareness of their body's responses over decades. This allows them to make real-time adjustments based on energy levels, recovery status, sleep quality, and overall well-being. They become their own best coaches, deeply attuned to their physical state.
This deep self-awareness allows for highly personalized and responsive training. They are truly listening.
A skill honed over decades of consistent practice and self-reflection, leading to truly optimized training for their individual needs at that specific time.
They integrate health maintenance activities seamlessly into their programs. Things that were extras become core.
Absolutely. Activities like dedicated flexibility work, specific balance training, and strength maintenance exercises, which might have been considered extras or secondary in younger years, become core components of their regular programs. This reflects a comprehensive shift in focus from pure performance optimization to overall health maintenance as a primary driver of their training structure.
This comprehensive approach demonstrates a holistic understanding of long-term health,
where all aspects of well-being, strength, flexibility, balance, endurance, recovery, are viewed as integral to sustained performance and vitality. It's truly a full-spectrum approach to wellness.
Finally, their coaching relationships evolve or develop in later years.
Yes, Some find great value in working with coaches who specialize in masters athletics and understand the unique physiological changes and needs. Others develop informal mentoring relationships with peers or coaches. It's about finding the right guidance and perspective for navigating the specific challenges and opportunities of training and competing in later life, ensuring their approach remains optimized for longevity and continued engagement.
Okay, so no one, not even a centenarian athlete, avoids setbacks. Life throws challenges at everyone, right? Injuries, illnesses, lifelong events. What truly sets them apart seems to be their incredible resilience and their sophisticated strategies for navigating these challenges.
Absolutely. They exhibit a true mastery of injury management, as we've touched on. They've typically dealt with numerous injuries over their incredibly long athletic careers. But the key is they view them as temporary obstacles, not permanent limitations. Their approach emphasizes patience, proper treatment, and a gradual, intelligent return to activity, avoiding the common mistake of rushing back and risking re-injury. This profound psychological resilience views injuries as a detour, not a dead end.
The psychological response to injury often determines the long-term outcome more than the physical severity of the injury itself, doesn't it?
It really does. They maintain perspective during injury. They often use the downtime productively for activities that support overall health, maybe focusing on upper body strength during a leg injury, maintaining core work, or even focusing on mental aspects of their sport. They don't let one injury lead to total inactivity and deconditioning.
This proactive approach to injury recovery minimizes deconditioning and maintains a positive mental state.
Which is crucial for a successful return to activity. They understand that a setback in one area doesn't mean a complete cessation of all physical activity, but rather a chance to adapt and perhaps strengthen other areas.
They are also masters at navigating illness, both acute things like cold or flu and chronic conditions.
Yes. They understand that temporary illness requires complete rest and recovery, and they're willing to stop training completely when necessary to heal properly. This often allows a faster return to full strength compared to trying to train through it. And for chronic conditions that might develop, like arthritis or even heart disease, they learn to train effectively while managing them, working closely with healthcare providers to adapt their approach safely.
They know when to push and, crucially, when to pause and let the body heal.
This demonstrates profound self-awareness and a willingness to prioritize long-term health above immediate training goals. They understand that pushing through illness can lead to more severe or prolonged setbacks, making intelligent rest a form of strategic training.
They adapt incredibly well to family responsibilities and other major life changes too. Careers, caregiving.
Remarkably well. They've navigated career demands, raising families, family obligations, sometimes significant caregiving roles over decades, all while maintaining their commitment to physical activity. They learn to be incredibly flexible with training schedules and creative with exercise choices when circumstances limit their time or options. They find ways to fit it in.
That raises an important question again. How can we cultivate that level of flexibility in our own busy lives to maintain consistency?
Their adaptability demonstrates that an active lifestyle isn't about having perfect conditions, but about persistent adjustment to life's evolving demands, finding solutions, not excuses.
Many have also learned to manage financial constraints over their long lives, right? It doesn't have to be expensive.
That's often true. Many maintain their activities using minimal equipment, often utilizing free or low-cost facilities like parks or community tracks, and focusing on activities like walking, running, or bodyweight exercises that don't require significant financial investment. They find ingenious ways to make it work.
This pragmatic approach ensures that their active lifestyle is sustainable regardless of economic fluctuations.
Reinforcing that extreme longevity and fitness don't necessarily require expensive gym memberships or fancy gear, but rather consistent, smart choices and resourcefulness.
They also face and overcome social challenges. Loss is a part of a long life.
Yes, inevitably. They deal with the loss of training partners, coaches, or family members who supported their pursuits. This requires deep emotional resilience and adaptability. They often find ways to forge new social connections within their communities or learn to train independently if necessary, actively rebuilding their support networks rather than becoming isolated.
This highlights the profound importance of resilience in the face of loss and change.
Their ability to find new connections demonstrates a proactive approach to maintaining social well-being, which is crucial for mental and physical health throughout life.
Coping with motivation fluctuations is a skill they've perfected too. It's not always easy, even for them.
Oh, definitely not. Motivation highs and lows are entirely natural over decades of training. They recognize these periods as temporary and have strategies. They often maintain a minimum level of activity, even when enthusiasm is low, just getting out for a short walk, for example. They also have strategies for rekindling motivation, like setting a new small goal, trying a different activity for a while, or consciously revisiting their core purpose, their why.
Even the legends have days they don't want to get out of bed, but they have a system to keep moving, not just relying on feeling motivated.
Exactly. This demonstrates a sophisticated understanding of human psychology. Rather than fighting dips in motivation, they have built systems and strategies to navigate them, ensuring continuity of effort over the long term.
Redefining success with age-related performance changes can be incredibly psychologically challenging for any athlete. How do you manage that?
They learn to redefine success, shifting focus away from comparison to their younger selves or others. They focus instead on different metrics like consistency, technique improvements, the joy of participation, or simply the ability to continue doing what they love.
This redefinition of success is a key psychological adaptation, allowing them to remain engaged and motivated.
Finding satisfaction in the journey and the effort itself, rather than solely in external achievements that may become harder to reach. It ensures continuous fulfillment.
Creative problem-solving for practical challenges is a hallmark of their resilience too, like bad weather or closed facilities.
Yes, they're adaptable. Equipment failures, facility closures, unexpected weather limitations, these things require flexibility. They typically develop backup plans and alternative activities to maintain their training momentum, regardless of external circumstances. They always seem to find a way to stay active.
This resourcefulness is a critical life skill, not just an athletic one. Ensures obstacles don't become barriers.
Demonstrating their deep commitment to their active lifestyle.
Systematic and patient recovery from major setbacks is part of their playbook, like a serious injury.
Absolutely. They understand that rebuilding fitness after a significant interruption like a major injury, surgery, or serious illness takes considerable time. They start slowly, often much more slowly than they'd like, and progress very gradually rather than immediately trying to return to previous levels. This prevents re-injury and ensures a sustainable, complete recovery.
This patience is a profound demonstration of their long-term vision, prioritizing healing over a rushed comeback.
Showing immense wisdom and self-control.
They leverage their support systems effectively when facing challenges.
Yes, they don't try to go it alone. Healthcare providers, family members, fellow athletes, and coaches who understand the unique needs of aging athletes provide crucial practical assistance and emotional encouragement during tough times. They build and utilize their network.
This emphasizes the interconnectedness of their success. A robust support network provides the scaffolding
Necessary to navigate the inevitable challenges of a long, active life, reinforcing their resilience.
And crucially, they learn from setbacks. They don't just endure, they analyze.
Yes, they actively analyze what contributed to problems, maybe overtraining, poor technique, inadequate recovery, and what strategies were most effective in overcoming them. This makes them stronger and more resilient for future challenges.
They turn obstacles into valuable lessons for continuous growth.
This reflective practice transforms challenges into opportunities for growth and refinement, ensuring that each setback contributes to their overall resilience and wisdom, making them even more formidable over time.
Okay, so these centenarian athletes aren't just incredible individuals living inspiring lives. They're actually showing us a glimpse of what may become increasingly common in the decades ahead. They are pioneers of a future we seem to be actively moving towards.
It certainly feels that way. And what's truly fascinating here is how science is beginning to catch up to and explain what these athletes have intuitively achieved through lifestyle. We have rapidly expanding understanding of the biology of aging, with emerging fields like gene therapy, regenerative medicine, and precision nutrition. These may soon provide interventions that help even more people achieve remarkable health span and longevity, potentially beyond what pure lifestyle changes alone can accomplish. We're really on the cusp of a revolution in aging science.
And technology integration will play a massive role in that, won't it? Wearables and monitoring.
Oh, absolutely. Wearable devices monitoring everything from heart rate variability, sleep quality, glucose levels, and stress indicators provide instant, actionable feedback to help individuals optimize their training, recovery, and overall lifestyle. As these technologies become more sophisticated, accurate, and widely accessible, they can help more people fine-tune their approach to lifelong fitness with unprecedented precision.
It's like having a personal health dashboard.
Exactly. This continuous, personalized data can help individuals make highly informed decisions about their training and recovery, further optimizing their journey towards sustained vitality and performance. It's about leveraging data for personalized longevity.
Changing social attitudes towards aging are also accelerating this shift, I think. It feels different now.
Definitely. Masters competitions are growing exponentially in participation and visibility. Age group records are receiving more recognition in the media, and society, slowly but surely, is viewing older adult athletic participation as normal, aspirational even, not just exceptional or eccentric. This cultural shift provides more support, more opportunities, and more motivation for people to stay active throughout their lives.
The world is finally catching up to their trailblazing spirit.
It seems so. This societal embrace creates a virtuous cycle. More role models inspire more participation, leading to greater acceptance and more resources, further embedding active aging into the cultural fabric and making it the norm, not the exception.
We're also seeing the development of specialized training methodologies specifically for older athletes.
Yes, that's an important development. Researchers and coaches are now developing training systems specifically designed for the unique physiological needs and recovery patterns of aging athletes, rather than just slightly modifying approaches designed for younger individuals. This means more effective and safer programs tailored specifically for promoting longevity and sustained function.
And that raises an important question for you listening. How can we advocate for and access training programs designed specifically for longevity and a lifetime of activity, not just short-term peaks?
Tailored programs recognize that an aging body has unique physiological responses and needs a different kind of training stimulus and recovery support. It's about finding the right fit for your stage of life.
The evolution of nutritional science is also moving towards personalization, right? Beyond general guidelines.
Yes, very much so. Personalized nutrition based on genetic testing, microbiome analysis, blood markers, and individual metabolic patterns may soon provide incredibly precise dietary recommendations that further optimize health, performance, and longevity for each unique individual.
This level of precision could unlock new potentials for supporting cellular health and metabolic efficiency,
further contributing to extended health span and athletic capabilities. It's truly moving towards a bespoke approach to fueling your body for the long haul.
The growth of community development around masters athletics is also helping. More clubs, more events.
Hugely important. More opportunities for social connection and competitive participation among older athletes are being created through local clubs, national organizations, and even global online communities. This removes barriers to entry and creates clear pathways for engagement, ensuring no one has to pursue this alone if they don't want to.
This expansion of community infrastructure makes it easier for individuals to find support, motivation, and opportunities,
regardless of their location, fostering a global movement and sharing best practices.
Educational initiatives are also making a difference. More access to good information.
Definitely. Knowledge about exercise physiology, nutrition science, recovery strategies, and injury prevention specifically for aging populations is becoming more accessible than ever through books, websites, podcasts like this one, and courses. This allows more people to apply these principles to their own lives and potentially achieve remarkable longevity and vitality themselves.
Increased education empowers individuals with the knowledge to make informed decisions and take ownership of their health journey.
Moving away from being passive recipients of generic advice to active, informed participants in their own longevity project.
Sophisticated healthcare integration is becoming a reality too. Doctors understanding masters athletes.
Slowly, but yes. Medical professionals are increasingly understanding the unique needs of aging athletes, with sports medicine specifically for masters athletes becoming a recognized specialty. This means better, more informed medical care that supports active lifestyles, instead of sometimes discouraging them due to outdated perceptions of risk.
This medical specialization is crucial for addressing age-related physiological changes and injury patterns constructively,
in a way that supports, rather than discourages, continued physical activity, creating a synergistic healthcare approach that partners with the individual.
Ongoing research into exceptional longevity continues to reveal insights, studying these very athletes.
Yes, studies of centenarian athletes and other long-lived populations are revealing key genetic predispositions, lifestyle factors, and environmental influences that contribute to their success. This provides invaluable guidance for others who aspire to follow similar paths.
These insights provide the scientific underpinning for the lifestyle recommendations we've been discussing,
allowing for evidence-based strategies to be developed and disseminated more widely, building a robust body of knowledge around healthy, active aging.
The compound effect of all these current trends, science, tech, social attitudes, community, suggests that the number of centenarian athletes may increase dramatically in the coming years.
It seems highly likely, making athletic participation at advanced ages much more common, perhaps even expected. It's a growing movement that we will all likely witness unfold.
So these individuals are not simply outliers, but pioneers of a future that's possible for many more people.
I believe so. Their existence proves the concept, and these converging trends will likely make it more attainable for a larger segment of the population, fundamentally shifting what we perceive as normal aging.
Global connectivity is also fostering this. Online communities.
Yes, online platforms and virtual competitions are creating unprecedented opportunities for learning, connection, and even competition worldwide among aging athletes. This transcends geographical boundaries and creates a true global community sharing knowledge and inspiration.
This global network allows for rapid dissemination of best practices and creates a broader community of support,
further accelerating the movement and ensuring knowledge travels widely and quickly.
Economic factors are also playing a role. Healthcare costs.
They are. Healthcare systems globally are recognizing the enormous potential cost benefits of maintaining active, healthy populations into older age. Preventing chronic disease is far cheaper than treating it. This recognition is leading to more public health programs and policies supporting physical activity among older adults, understanding it as a wise investment in both public health and economic sustainability.
This economic incentive will drive systemic changes, shifting focus towards prevention and health promotion.
As a core strategy for managing healthcare costs and improving population health on a grand scale.
And perhaps most profoundly, the inspiration for lifelong pursuit. The example set by current centenarian athletes.
It's incredibly powerful. Their example is motivating more people of all ages to view athletic participation and physical activity not as something that ends in middle age, but as a lifelong pursuit, a source of vitality and joy throughout the entire lifespan.
This shift in perspective may be one of the most profound impacts of all, changing the narrative of aging.
Their legacy is not just in their personal achievements, medals, or records, but in fundamentally redefining what it means to age well, inspiring countless others to embrace a journey of lifelong vitality and pushing the boundaries of human potential for everyone.
Okay, so we've heard about the legends, the incredible science, their habits, their resilience, and the exciting future. Now, the big question. What can you, listening right now, do with all this incredible knowledge, starting today, to apply it to your own life? How do we make this practical?
Right, the so what question. Well, the most important first principle, echoing their journey, is simply starting where you are. Centenarian athletes built their capabilities gradually over decades. So whether you're 30 or 70, currently sedentary or highly active, the key is to begin with activities that match your current capabilities and then gradually, patiently build from there.
No drastic leaps.
No, it's not about perfection or some dramatic overnight transformation. It's about consistent progress from your unique starting point. Meet yourself where you are.
And related to that, prioritize consistency over intensity. We keep saying it because it's so fundamental.
It really is.
A 20-minute daily walk sustained for decades will provide far more benefit and contribute to far greater longevity than sporadic, intense training sessions, followed by long periods of inactivity. Prioritize habits you know you can realistically maintain indefinitely, day after day, week after week, year after year. Remember, the tortoise, not the hare, absolutely wins this race for longevity.
This foundational principle underpins all their success. Sustainable, regular activity creates adaptive changes in the body, cellular, cardiovascular, neurological, that sporadic bursts simply cannot replicate. It leads to cumulative benefits over time and a more resilient system.
Build movement diversity into your routine. Don't just stick to one thing, right?
Right. Incorporate multiple forms of movement, definitely some cardiovascular work, some strength training, flexibility, balance work, and importantly, recreational activities that you genuinely enjoy. Find things you love to do. This challenges different aspects of fitness, prevents overuse injuries, and keeps things mentally fresh and engaging over the long term. Variety truly is the spice of lifelong activity.
This broad approach fosters a well-rounded body that is resilient and adaptable, makes you truly functionally fit for life.
Not just fit for one specific task.
Focus on consistency and capability in your progress measurement, not just numbers on a scale or a stopwatch.
Yes, track how many days per week you're active. Pay attention to how you feel your energy levels, your mood, your sleep. Notice improvements in daily function, climbing stairs easier, carrying groceries feels lighter. Monitor your overall vitality. These qualitative measures are often more indicative of true longevity gains and a positive relationship with your body than just chasing speed or strength metrics, especially as you age.
So that raises the question, are you celebrating the right things in your fitness journey?
Shifting your focus to consistency and functional well-being fosters a more sustainable and positive relationship with your body, celebrating true progress towards lifelong health.
Integrate social connection into your fitness journey. Don't always go it alone.
Yes, look for opportunities to exercise with others. Join clubs, walking groups, dance classes, sports leagues, or find training partners online or in your neighborhood. The social connections you forge through physical activity can provide vital support, motivation, and joy that lasts for decades, making it a shared and enriching experience rather than a solitary chore.
Human beings are social creatures. Leveraging this innate need for connection can dramatically increase adherence.
And provide crucial emotional support, especially when motivation inevitably wavers, making the journey much more fulfilling and sustainable.
Don't hesitate to seek professional guidance when needed.
No, especially if you're new to exercise or have existing health conditions. Consider working with qualified professionals, exercise physiologists, registered dietitians, physical therapists, or certified trainers who truly understand long-term athletic participation and healthy aging, rather than just focusing on short-term performance gains or aesthetics.
Expert guidance can help you navigate the nuances of training as you age safely and effectively.
Preventing mistakes and optimizing your approach for sustainable, injury-free progress. It's a worthwhile investment in your long-term health.
Implement systematic habit formation. Use those strategies we discussed.
Yes. Start with small, manageable habits you can perform consistently, then build upon them gradually. Link new habits to existing routines, that powerful habit stacking. Create environmental cues that support your goals. Put your walking shoes by the door. And most importantly, consciously work on building your identity as an active, healthy person. See yourself that way.
Make healthy choices your default, not a constant battle against yourself.
When healthy behaviors become an ingrained part of who you are, they require far less willpower and become automatic, making long-term adherence almost effortless and ensuring consistency over decades.
Prioritize recovery from the very beginning. Don't treat it as an afterthought.
No, build it in from day one. Develop consistent sleep habits, prioritize them. Cultivate proactive stress management practices that work for you. Build in restoration routines, stretching, foam rolling, quiet time that support your activity rather than competing with it for your time and energy.
Recovery isn't a luxury. It's a non-negotiable, integral part of your training program for longevity.
Viewing recovery as integral ensures that your body has the time and resources it needs to adapt, repair, and grow stronger, preventing burnout and injury and allowing for continuous, sustainable gains.
Let injury prevention guide your training choices constantly. Be mindful.
Always. Emphasize proper warm-up and cool-down. Always focus on movement quality over sheer quantity. Address minor aches and pains promptly, don't ignore them. And be willing to modify activities or take extra rest when your body signals the need for change.
Listen to those whispers before they become shouts, protecting your long-term ability to move and enjoy life.
This proactive, preventative mindset is crucial for an injury-free, sustained athletic journey. It prioritizes longevity and continuous activity over pushing through pain for short-term gains, leading to a much more enjoyable and sustainable path.
Embrace sustainable and enjoyable nutrition, not extreme diets.
Exactly. Focus on whole, unprocessed foods most of the time. Aim for consistent meal timing that works with your lifestyle. Ensure adequate hydration. Find eating patterns you can realistically maintain indefinitely, avoiding those extreme or overly restrictive dietary approaches that often lead to yo-yo effects, nutrient deficiencies, and frustration.
Nutritional approaches that are enjoyable and sustainable are far more effective over the long term.
It's about building a healthy, positive relationship with food that supports your vitality and energy levels consistently, not fighting against your body.
Balance ambition with realism in your goal setting, especially as years go by.
Yes. Emphasize process goals within your control. Things like hitting your consistency targets for the week, improving your form on an exercise, learning a new skill, or simply enjoying the feeling of movement over outcome goals that may be affected by external factors or natural age-related changes.
This keeps you motivated and engaged, celebrating effort and progress.
This shift in focus maintains motivation and satisfaction, allowing you to celebrate consistent effort and personal growth, rather than becoming discouraged by changes in absolute performance metrics. It's about finding joy in the journey itself.
Plan for adaptation. Life changes. Our bodies change.
Absolutely. Anticipate that your needs, capabilities, and life circumstances will inevitably change over time. It's guaranteed. Be prepared mentally and practically to modify your approaches, your activities, your schedule, your intensity, while maintaining your core commitment to physical activity.
It's about building a robust, flexible system for life, not a rigid, brittle plan that breaks under the first sign of pressure.
This foresight and willingness to adapt is perhaps the ultimate secret weapon for navigating the decades of life, ensuring your health practices evolve with you and remain effective through every stage.
Implement useful monitoring systems, but don't get obsessive.
Right. Use simple measures that help you understand your body's responses to different activities and make informed decisions about training, recovery, and lifestyle choices. This could be a simple journal, paying attention to morning resting heart rate, or noting sleep quality. Use tools that help you listen better without becoming obsessive about data or adding unnecessary stress.
Self-awareness through monitoring empowers you to fine-tune your approach, making your health journey personalized.
And effective. It's about listening intelligently to your body's feedback loop.
Embrace long-term thinking above all else. This is a marathon, not a sprint.
Absolutely. Let this perspective guide your daily choices, even when short-term sacrifices seem necessary, like choosing sleep over late-night TV or a walk over scrolling. Choose activities and habits based on their sustainability over decades, not just immediate results or convenience. Think about future you.
Your future self will absolutely thank you for the choices you make today. It's an investment.
Every choice today is a vote for the person you want to become tomorrow and in the decades to come. This long-term perspective provides clarity and purpose for daily decisions, making them feel meaningful and impactful.
Cultivate flexibility within structure. Find that balance.
Yes. Develop routines and habits that provide consistency and structure, because that's important, but always allow for modifications based on circumstances, health status, and changing needs.
Right.
Consistency doesn't mean rigidity, it means adaptability within a strong framework.
This balance ensures that your healthy habits can endure and thrive through all of life's inevitable changes.
Making your pursuit of longevity robust and adaptable, truly a journey for life, not just a phase.
Wow. As we wrap up this deep dive, it's really clear we've uncovered far more than just, inspiration. We have a tangible blueprint here for reimagining what's possible in our own lives, a real roadmap forged by those who have walked this incredible path before us.
They really are extraordinary individuals, these centenarian athletes. They're living proof that the human body and spirit, when properly nurtured and challenged, can achieve feats that utterly defy conventional understanding of aging. And the secrets we've discussed, they aren't really secrets, are they? They're fundamental principles hiding in plain sight. Consistency over intensity, movement diversity over specialization, community over isolated achievement, purpose over performance, recovery as training, and adaptation as strength. They've laid bare the core truths of thriving through the decades.
What strikes me most profoundly is their unwavering commitment to possibility, just refusing to accept limits, especially in the face of a society that so often underestimates what older adults can achieve. Every time a 105-year-old stepped onto a track, or swims a lap, or lifts a weight, they're making a profound statement about human potential that reverberates far beyond the athletic arena. They are literally competing against ageism itself.
They really are. And the scientific insights we looked at reveal that many physical and cognitive changes we typically associate with aging are not inevitable biological destinies. They're often results of disuse, poor lifestyle choices, and frankly, limited expectations, both societal and personal. These athletes show us, unequivocally, that with proper attention to movement, nutrition, recovery, and mental health, we can maintain remarkable function and vitality far longer than most people imagine possible. The science reinforces their lived experience, proving the potential within us all.
But perhaps the most important lesson they teach us, the one that resonates most deeply, is that the pursuit of athletic longevity isn't just about athletics, it's about life itself. The discipline, the resilience, the adaptability, the social connection, the sheer joy that characterize them. These are the same qualities that contribute to a rich, meaningful, and fulfilling life at any age. These aren't just athletes, they're masters of living well.
And the compound effect of these insights extends beyond individual health. It really hints at fundamental shifts needed in healthcare, in workplace cultures, even in how we design our cities to support active living for all ages. Imagine a world where active aging is the norm, not the exception. A truly vibrant, engaged society benefiting from the wisdom and the energy of its elders.
So as you consider your own journey toward athletic longevity or just greater vitality, remember this provocative thought we want to leave you with. The Centenarian athletes remind us powerfully that we are all capable of far more than we typically imagine. They show us that the limitations we often accept as inevitable are frequently self-imposed or socially constructed rather than biologically determined.
The only real question left is whether you'll choose to nurture and develop that vast potential within you, starting today. The path they've illuminated isn't easy. It requires consistency, adaptability, patience, and courage. But the rewards measured in vitality, purpose, connection, and deep life satisfaction far, far exceed the challenges.
So take that first step, or maybe the next step, wherever you are on the path. The starting line is right here, right now. And remember, the race is not against others or even against time itself, but toward the fullest expression of your own unique human potential. Welcome to the journey. The best is truly yet to come.